everyone, thanks for joining again. Today we're gonna DIY some jars and make them into some planters for all sorts of plants. I'm gonna be using jam jars, things like that, and make them look really nice. Kind of look like ceramic instead of glass. So let's get to it. This is like a great project if you're trying to reduce your waste and just do something fun. Do something different. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to prime the bottle I'm gonna be working on first. So I mixed it up already. I'm gonna pour a little bit into this container that's left over. I want it to look like it's made out of ceramic rather than glass. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna add some baking soda. That will give it a lot of texture. There's a pretty good amount in there. I'm just gonna mix it up. This jar actually already had some plants propagating, more specifically celeries. Let's do this jar now. We're gonna do the primer, same as we did for the first one. And actually this time I'm gonna add a little bit more baking soda to give it a little bit more texture. I think that'll be nice on here. So I think that looks pretty good. Sometimes it's nice to do a little thin coat, let that dry, and then go over it again just to have the paint have something to grab onto, because right now since it's grabbing onto glass, it's kind of hard for the paint to stay on there and feel secure. And that's pretty good. Let's see how our first jar is looking. Give it a little touch. Ooh, that's not ready. But right now it's still drying, so we'll give it some time. I was gone for a couple days there. We'll get back to the original programming. And we'll do some jar stuff. How does that sound? Do you see that texture? Ooh, that good texture there. Now that we have the primer done on our little jars, what we're gonna do now is paint them with color, whatever color you like. If you like it white, I would go over with another coat. Oh yeah. So that way it has like a good transparency. You want it to be opaque. If you want it to be white, you're good. But what I really wanna do now is go in with color. So I have all of my colors around me now. Let's pick a color. This one's gonna have celery. Celery is green. Are you ready? Cause I'm ready. Let's get that paint. I'm gonna use this green, this green. I'm gonna use these colors. How about that? Those are pretty colors. Paint's going everywhere. If you can see, I don't want to tilt it too much because the baking soda is all powders. Ah! So you see I have some paint that I put on down. You can't really tell the difference, but those dots are the paints I just put down. And then that's right there, the baking soda. So I'll mix those together. But for now, they're just gonna be separate because I really want to go and get the right pigment that I want for my jar. So, yeah. Oh yeah, mixing my paint. See what I like. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm matching the painter. So I think that's a pretty good color for me. This one that I have right here. Wow. I'm just kind of like taking the baking soda and like putting it in there. Just kind of plopping it in until it's the consistency that I would like to see in life. All right, Loveless. Let's get the painting. You see how it's kind of just like super texturized. So my little brush, I don't want that because it doesn't really, not to insult my little brush. This is my favorite brush actually. I love that brush. Just not the brush I'm looking for this right now. It's the brush of my dreams. Since the bottom already has texture, you can also just go in without baking soda. And I think that is the move, actually, guys. I'm enjoying this color. This color is nice. Kind of just dry brushing some areas. I'm now gonna go in with some brown on the bottom. I think, well, it's a burnt sienna, and I'm gonna mix it with like a light pale green that I've been using. I think it's gonna look good. We're gonna test it out here. I have very little paint on my brush. So far, I like it. I do think that it needs some darker tones. What we're gonna do right this second is we're gonna leave it to dry. We're gonna move on to the next jar, which I think we're gonna do a light blue with. So here's this jar right now. This is a all new world. Next jar. Oh yeah. Just don't know what I'm gonna put. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do with this jar. Oh yeah, okay. Surprise for later. Or no, I'll tell you right now. Okay, for this jar, I think what I'm gonna do is end up doing macrame on it and then using it for a little oh, propagation. I'm gonna use this as a propagation jar. And again, since I think I'm just gonna leave the bottom open. If you wanna paint it, you can totally paint it. But I'm gonna leave mine just how it is. I wanna say hi with my eyeball. I'm gonna use this teal color here, aquamarine blue. I think I'm gonna use some titanium white as well. I'm gonna use these three for this jar right here. Let's go do it now. Oh, that is gorgeous. Oh, my life is complete. I put the colors next to each other and I'm brushing down. I'm not mixing it, and I'm keeping my brush consistently white on this side and blue on this side. So that way I can have this sort of ombre look. I am happy about that one. And let's do the opposite. Let's do, now the white is gonna be on this inside and the blue is gonna be on that side. So now you're just gonna reinforce that ombre again. That is nice. So now what I think I wanna do is do the same thing we just did here, but with teal and then the aquamarine blue. Yes, now you can see it like that. That's good. That's gonna be nice. And now I'm gonna reinforce it by putting the blue on the blue line and then the teal where the teal was in the first place. And then I think I want to do the white thing again. That was nice. It looks so pretty. I like it. So that's what I got so far. This time I'm gonna go in with the white, and then the aquamarine blue, same thing that we've been doing, but this time these two colors. And we're experimenting. We're just gonna see how it goes. Well, I'll be darned. That looks pretty nice. It's like toothpaste looking. Okay, so now that I have my bolder colors on there, I'm just dry brushing the bottom because I think that'll look cool. It'll bring out some of the texture that's there since we have that baking soda. And then because there's like some ridges on the bottle, so yeah. And now the only part we didn't do is the top, and I think might as well do it. This dark like aquamarine color mixed with the teal. And we'll dry brush it. Oh, that's beautiful. Now I'm just kind of going in with the jar, dry brushing the entire thing just to bring out some texture with that color that I mixed. This is pretty dry. Let's do the whole thing I was talking about, which I forget what I said. So I mixed the ultramarine blue and then the green I was using, which is called chromium oxide green. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna go in with orange. So I got Perol orange. Oh, Perol. It's so orange. It's a red. Taking a good, nice, rusty looking. Ooh, yeah, yeah, good. That's a nice red color. I'm just gonna make sure our majority is off the brush, and then we can go in and just kind of lightly brush it to bring out the different features of it. Now it's turning it a bit purpley, and I don't mind that. I like that. That looks nice. So we have both of our jars painted, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching my video of how to repurpose your jars and make them into something lovely and beautiful, like a ceramic piece that you can use for decoration or for plants. I will be macrameing this one in a following video, so stay tuned for that. I hope you do something fun and get outside to play. Thank you for watching, and yeah, like and subscribe, I guess. Here's my paper towel hat. Oh, I don't know what else to say, so I guess I'll end it here.